This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, the actual family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you're about to see is not a news broadcast. In this episode of Battlefield Unsolved Mysteries, a carpenter dies from a mysterious explosion during the building of a missionary outpost. An apparition of an ancient sailor haunts this coastal town. Scientists think that they've discovered a new type of energy harnessing algae. A freak accident at a power plant leaves police puzzled. And an unidentified flying object is captured on film from the bedroom of a horrified onlooker. Next on Unsolved Mysteries. In our first story today, a carpenter was found dead after what appears to have been an explosion while he was in the midst of construction of a missionary building in a remote part of China. Officials there have dismissed the case as accidental, but the fire could have been started by prodigy. The residents in the area opposed to having the Catholic religion shoved down their throats. The conflagration itself offered no clues to the investigators, but many local periodicals have contained letters that express the community's disdain for the missionaries there. Could this be a sign from God that these peasants cannot be saved? If you have any information, please leave it down in the comments section. Stories of pirates and sailors from the yesteryears were a mainstay at this coastal town, but now some residents say that recent sightings of an apparition there are turning the fictional stories into non-fiction. Locals have spotted what appears to be a person swimming in midair by the man-made waterfall. According to legends, there was a seaman, S.E.A. man, whose ship capsized and he stayed alive for longer than the 4 weeks that the song of the same name stayed on the charts. Eventually, he died from starvation, not drowning, even though he was miles away from the coast where he now haunts. Could his resiliency in life be showing here in death, or are these accounts just as fictional as the stories about him? If you have any additional information on this case, please leave it down in the comments section. Scientists believe that they have discovered the next big thing in terms of our energy crisis. This new species of algae reports to absorb more energy than a ShamWow absorbed soda. By utilizing these new plant growths, we could start to eliminate other more dangerous fuels like coal, oil, and nuclear, not nuclear. Of course, there is a huge opposition from the coal and oil industries, with ExxonMobil sending out their own quote-unquote scientists to refute the claims of the ones that haven't been paid off. And of course, since coal mining is such a great job to have, the miners are opposed to using this new type of algae. Is this a new way of the future, or just a gimmick to fund more research? If you have any information, please leave it down in the comments section. Speaking of energy, a power plant explosion has left police with more questions than answers. In what appeared to be a disaster on par with Fukushima, some surveillance has been brought forth that shows an employee that could have been tampering with the cool-down machines. According to reports, this employee had grown agitated over the past few weeks by some managerial mandates, and conspiracies are swirling that he, indeed, pushed the red button. The company had been attempting to clear his name, but are caught in a quagmire of their own as they try to get taxpayer dollars to clean up the mess they leave behind. The questions remain exactly what happened and who was responsible for this cleanup. If you have any information on this case, please leave it down in the comments section. And finally, a woman captures what appears to be a UFO flying outside of her bedroom window. She claims that the pulses emitted from the craft were so jarring that she had migraines for weeks and her ears popped more than Ron Brow's pops champagne. In the most disturbing images of all, it appears that the craft returns a dead human body back to Earth, most likely after an inspection/probing of how we as creatures behave. Many people have come forward saying that this was a military rescue drill which was conducted at night, since that's how SEALs Team 6 rolls anyways. Is this an excuse like Area 51 excuses, or is this the actual truth? If you have any information on any of these stories, please leave it down in the comment section and maybe you can help solve a mystery.